Being it's summertime and all, let's rank some summer blockbusters. Let's get into it. Welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing well out there. And I felt it's time for a list. I haven't done the top 10 in a while. So today we're going to talk about, since we're in the summer movie going season right now, right in the midst of it. And the summer blockbuster season typically goes from May through August. And I'm going to rank my favorite top 10 summer blockbuster films from the decades, the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. I will do another video of the 2000s, 2010s, and the 2020s, and eventually, maybe next year, I'll do a big video of my top favorite summer blockbuster films. Now, a lot of these films on my list, I didn't get to see originally in the theaters, but they were released during those magic months of May through August and are considered summer blockbusters. Now, we're going to kick it off with some special mentions. These are movies I really like, but they weren't quite enough to get into the top 10 because there's a lot of movies to choose from, a lot of really classic movies to choose from. So let's start off with our special mentions, and the first special mention is 1996's Twister. I've always liked this film. Bill Paxton's fantastic, Helen Hunt's fantastic, they have good chemistry. There's a pretty cool cast here of character actors down the line. At the time, this was groundbreaking. The effects were really well done. I mean, you watch it today in high def, the CGI effects kind of show the cracks in them, but it's still a fun thrill ride of a film. So my first honorable mention is Twister. My second honorable mention would go to Beverly Hills Cop, the original one with Eddie Murphy. What a fantastic summer blockbuster with produced by Jerry Bruckheimer and Don Simpson. Originally, this was made to be a Stallone vehicle, and famously, it didn't work out because he rewrote the script and the budget went too high. Paramount was not willing to spend that kind of money, and they cast who they originally wanted, which was Eddie Murphy, and they went off and made this really cool, really fun cop movie. And I've always loved Beverly Hills Cop, and I still do, so there's another one on my honorable mentions list. Another honorable mention would be Independence Day, which I just watched on July 3rd. I mean, I saw this in the theaters in 96. I've always liked this film. It's a fun sci-fi alien invasion film with a great cast. Will Smith on his rising star. I mean, this is the film that really shot him into the stratosphere. Bad Boys started his career, besides the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. But Independence Day is the one that really shot him into the stratosphere of becoming a movie superstar. Bill Pullman is great as the president. He gives that awesome speech. Jeff Goldblum being Jeff Goldblum, but he's awesome here. And just an amazing cast down the line with some really outstanding effects, outstanding model work, lots of explosions. Just a fun summer sci-fi alien invasion flick. So Independence Day makes the list as well. This next one might get me in a little trouble because I do like the first film, but I'm going to go with Gremlins 2, the new batch. My parents, I got talked them into taking me to see this in the movie theater. And I love the original Gremlins, and that came out in the summertime as well, and I could have listed it here, but I had to go with Gremlins 2. What an awesome sequel Gremlins 2 is. It's bigger, it's crazier. I cannot believe Warner Brothers gave Joe Dante the money to make this film. Thank God. God bless them for it, because this movie is just delicious. B-movie, monster, crazy-ass fun from start to finish. And I'll never forget seeing in the theater when the reel starts breaking and the gremlins are in the shadow of the projector, and then Hulk Hogan stands up and gives them a talking to, and I loved it as a kid. I ate this up. I still enjoy it. It's such a fun, underrated sequel. It's a shame it never did as well as the original film, but such a great sequel with Gremlins 2. Now, there's other great films that came out in the summertime. Saving Private Ryan, Forrest Gump. Those were Oscar-nominated movies. We're talking about just fun summer blockbusters here. Now, some of these movies I consider perfect on this list, and we'll talk about them as we go down the line. But Forrest Gump and Saving Private Ryan would be two other honorable mentions I'd put on this list from those decades. But at number 10, we're going to start this off with Jurassic Park, the original that started it all, and the franchise is still going to this day. That one came out on June 11th of 1993. I actually got to see it in the drive-ins. I didn't see it in the theaters. I saw it in the drive-ins. Mahoning Valley Drive-In, as a matter of fact, which has had a resurgence over the last several years, which good for them. I will make a pilgrimage there maybe this year. I don't know. I'm hoping me and my buddy Dale A. from the Bat and Spider podcast want to take a drive up there and see a movie some weekend. But yes, at number 10, Jurassic Park. What a fantastic film. Steven Spielberg, who has a couple of films on this list. I'm going to spoil that for you. Just a great film about dinosaurs running amok on this island, and I've always loved Jurassic Park. I just watched it a few weeks ago, the original in 4K, and it still holds up to this day. So yeah, number 10, Jurassic Park. At number 9, we just got the sequel this year after 30-some years, Top Gun, which came out May 16th of 1986. This is a movie I grew up on. My parents had the VHS tape. I used to watch the shit out of it. Just perfect summer blockbuster perfection with Tony Scott directing. A hell of a film about fighter pilots and this fighter pilot school. Tom Cruise gives it his all. His chemistry with Anthony Edwards and Val Kilmer is fantastic. You got Michael Ironsides in there, Tom Skerritt in there. Just a great cast down the line, and just a fun, pure, awesome summer blockbuster film. So at number 9, the original Top Gun. At number 8, 1989's Tim Burton's Michael Keaton starring Batman. I saw this in the drive-ins as well that summer. I didn't see it in the theaters, but I did see it in the drive-ins. I didn't see it at the Mahoning Drive-In, saw it at the Laurel Drive-In, which is no longer a functioning drive-in, unfortunately. I've always loved Tim Burton's Batman. Michael Keaton, I know, got a lot of shit when they hired him that he wasn't going to make a good Batman. He surprised everybody. He is a fantastic Batman. I really like Tim Burton's style here. Really shows what he could do coming off of Beetlejuice and Pee-wee's Big Adventure. I always loved Tim Burton's Batman. Jack Nicholson's a Joker. I know he got top billing because Jack Nicholson was the bigger star. Michael Keaton was more a comedic star at the time. Kim Basinger, everybody. It's not a perfect film, but it's a film that I revisit often. I really love the 89 Batman. So at number 8, 1989's Batman. Number 7, the original Ghostbusters. This came out June 8th of 1984. Again, I was too young, but I saw this on home video quite often. I watched the shit out of the VHS tape, wore it out. Love Ghostbusters to this day. My son loves it. Watch it many, many times. Just watched it not too long ago. Just a great, fun summer blockbuster movie with a great cast. And Ivan Reitman did a great job with that film, considering what they were trying to pull off, giving the time in which they made the film. And a lot of the effects still hold up seamlessly to this day. Some don't, but for what they were trying to pull off, it looks amazing. So yes, at number 7, the original Ghostbusters. At number 6, George Lucas's original Star Wars, which came out May 25th of 1977. What more can be said? I remember watching this on repeat all the time on VHS, the original cut of Star Wars before George Lucas went back and added the CGI effects in. I know some people don't like those ones. I can watch them. I wish they would give us a proper release of the original version of it. I don't think we're ever going to see it. Maybe someday. I doubt it, though. I just don't think it's ever going to happen. But the original Star Wars, love it. It's not my favorite one of the original 3. Empire Strikes Back is my favorite, but the original Star Wars kicks ass. So at number 6, Star Wars, A New Hope. At number 5, I think a lot of people forget this came out during the summertime because now it's considered a Christmas movie, but Die Hard, which came out July 22nd of 1988, which was a surprise hit starring Bruce Willis, who at that time, people seem to forget, TV stars, which Bruce Willis was at the time because he was on Moonlighting, didn't really transition over into films, at least not to have a big film career. Some were in films, like Tom Selleck and other people that were on TV were in films, but usually they weren't in big blockbusters like this ended up being the surprise hit of '88. And Die Hard's one of the best action movies of all time. I absolutely love it. I revisit it every Christmas, even though it is a summer film. It came out in the summertime. But yes, at number 5, the original John McTiernan directed Die Hard. At number 4, a movie I got to see in the theaters and the effects blew me out the door, Terminator 2, Judgment Day. It came out July 3rd of 1991. The effects still hold up to this day. I don't know what James Cameron does on his films, but those effects, all these years later, still beat some of the shit that comes out now in terms of computer effects. Just blends seamlessly throughout the film. Not only is this one of the best action films of all time, and certainly one of the best action films of the 90s, but one of the best sci-fi action films of all time. This film, I love the original Terminator, but this one blows that one out of the water. Cameron had a $100 million budget, and every penny is on screen. It looks amazing to this day, and it's a movie that should be held up to and studied. This is how you do a proper sequel, and it's fucking awesome. So at number 4, Terminator 2, Judgment Day. At number 3, a movie I consider perfect. There's a few movies I consider perfect. Terminator 2, Judgment Day is right there. I have to rewatch it, but I consider that damn near perfect. But at number 3, Raiders of the Lost Ark, which came out June 12th of 1981. The first one that kicked off the Indiana Jones, the original trilogy. Love this film. I watched it many times at VHS. I think it's perfect. It's just the script, the directing, the acting, everything just works so well. And it's one of those movies I can rewatch at any moment. It's just a great film. So at number 3, Raiders of the Lost Ark. At number 2, another film that I think is flawless. Actually, I think the script's flawless, the direction's flawless, acting, everything. And that film is Back to the Future, the original, which came out July 3rd of 1985. What a great film about time travel. They keep the time travel aspects, although there's a lot of scientific stuff there, they keep it pretty simple. It's easy. It's pretty easy to understand the way they give you enough information with it. The chemistry between Doc Brown and Marty McFly is fantastic. You got a great villain in Biff, a great foil, and what a great story about a guy who ends up going back in time and seeing his parents as kids, as high school kids his age. And his dad ends up learning something from his son. And it's just a beautiful movie about a true friendship between Doc and Marty and the situation that they have to fix. And it's just a fun adventure Zemeckis knocked this one out of the park. Him and Bob Gale, when they wrote the script, it's actually considered a perfect script, not just by me, but it's just like a flawless script. It's hard to find a problem with this movie. It's absolute perfection. It's absolute bliss to watch this. I've seen this movie probably 100 times. That's not hyperbole. But number 2, Back to the Future. At number 1, a film I just reviewed a few weeks ago before I went on vacation, another film that I consider perfect, and that has to do with the directing, the acting, the script, is Jaws. Jaws came out June 20th of 1975. This is the granddaddy of them all. This is what started the summer blockbuster movie. This is the one that created it all. This is what gave us summer blockbuster movies. And it still holds up incredibly well to this day. Yes, it's famous. Bruce the Shark did not work most of the time, so Spielberg had to get creative, and that's why you don't see the shark that much until the end when it jumps out and eats Quint. Yes, the shark, especially in high def, looks a little fake, but the movie is so well constructed, so well done, so well directed, so well written, so well acted by, especially by our main 3 leads, that doesn't even matter. It's such a great film that who gives a shit if the shark looks fake in spots, especially in 4K. It's just a great movie, a movie I consider perfect. So at number 1, the original and best shark movie of all time, Jaws. So that is my top 10 my favorite top 10 summer blockbuster list. What is some of your favorite summer blockbusters from those decades, 70s, 80s, and 90s? Leave a comment down below. Let me know. Hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, share this video. I greatly would appreciate that. I will have a review coming up soon for Extreme Prejudice with Nick Nolte. I can't wait to get in that finally. So yes, Brandon, it's coming. But until then, I hope you're all doing well out there. And I'll just leave you with, bye.